Sup, this is True Floater, and I'm doing a review on Marvel Legends Model 9 Iron Man. I got this figure about a month ago. It was in my closet for roughly about almost a month, and I finally opened it, looked through it, threw away the package, so I can't show y'all that. But I'm very happy we finally got this one. I think this is Hasbro's second attempt at making this armor. They made another one a couple years back. Y'all can look that up online. It was the main problems of that one was just it was a little smaller and it was using some outdated articulation joints. But this one pretty much cleaned up on that. It's almost the exact same figure, honestly, except it's just a little bit better, which is kind of all you need to really make this a big improvement. There's still some problems with it, but there's more things to like about it than I will say the problems. And this is a great wish list armor for a lot of people who've been wanting this armor for a while, especially if you're like an OG Iron Man fan. You're definitely happy to have this guy. But let's get into the lightning review. First thing we'll be talking about is the aesthetics and the sculpt of the figure. And this is very straightforward. Nothing much inaccurate about this guy. It's accurate. It's 100% accurate. What I really like is that he didn't get the color scheme wrong. The armor, I think it was drawn in the 80s, maybe, yeah, I think 80s, for sure. And back then it was a ketchup red and mustard yellow. They tried to make things look metallic, but it never came out metallic until like another 10-20 years they're able to actually get that done. But this is how he actually looked. And I'm glad they got it accurate because Hasbro has a habit of when they take an armor, they'll get it wrong and give it a metallic look when it didn't have a metallic look, or they give a figure a very comic accurate look when it didn't have a comic accurate look. It was metallic. They always seem to get it reversed, but they got it right on this guy, so you don't have to buy them again if they ever redo them. Here is a comparison. Here's a comparison with the 80th anniversary Iron Man. I always forget the numbers of the anniversary releases, but there he is, about the same height. So he's definitely not shorter this time around. He's the right size. And then there's Black Widow. I believe that's the 80s design of Black Widow. 70s maybe? I'm trying to think of when Secret Wars happened, because I believe Secret Wars did happen in the 80s. So I think that's 80s Black Widow. Could be wrong though. You can definitely tell me what it actually was in the comics if you want. But yeah, there's the scale. That is definitely an improvement. Now, I do want to be transparent with y'all. There are a couple problems with this figure, and there's only really two problems that matter to me. And honestly, you can consider them nitpicks if you want. But is the arms don't stay flush to the side. Like if you try to angle a little, it will just keep coming back. Like this. Now you can't really notice it because I don't have my tripod. See that? Arm keeps coming back, which isn't too big of an issue, just slightly annoying. And the other problem, which honestly isn't too bad a problem, is the shoulder pads. They went back to the older way they used to do them. Well, not fully the older way. It is still improved, but compared to the last one, where it's fully connected to the body, it can actually, you know, go all the way around again. Sorry. There we go. You can actually move it upside down. So, yeah. But, I don't know. I feel like there could have been another way to figure out a way to do the shoulder pads. Now, I do want to be transparent with y'all and talk about the negatives of this figure. There's really only one big negative, and it's barely a negative. Really two, but it could be just a preference. One is the arms don't stay flush to the side. It's kind of hard to pose them in a vanilla pose. So, like, example, see that? It keeps bouncing back, so it's kind of hard to pose it in very specific ways. That's kind of tedious. And the other is I'm not the biggest fan of the shoulder pads, or at least how they engineered them. I wish it could have been a different way, but it's not as bad as the last version of this figure. The shoulder pads were worse on that one. They improved. Still not my cup of tea, but it's better than what it was. But yeah, that's it. Those are the only problems. Also, here are the accessories. He comes with an extra pair of hands, the same standard repulsor effects, but these new effects I haven't seen before. I don't know if they're new or not, but they're like smoke effects from, I guess, for his, when he just shot a repulsor, except they're blue, which is a little strange. I think this is the second time it's been used, but in a different color. But I'm not sure. I could be wrong. My overall final thoughts, if I had to rate this figure 1 to 10, I think I may give it a 7 out of 10, a 7.5 out of 10. No, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Certain things that, again, it's a $25 figure and only have these amount of effects is kind of poor. Would like to see a bit more, especially for this specific armor, this fan favorite of armor. There's definitely something else they could give. It just makes no sense for it to be for the legs not to be pinless, but the arms are pinless. They could have done both. They've done both with many other figures, but lately they've just only been doing one set of limbs. I don't get why they're improving, but then they take one step back with these kind of weird setbacks. It's weird. Again, those arms not staying flush is a little tedious, and the shoulders. I'm not a big fan of the engineering of the shoulders, but I understand that they probably could have not been able to do anything else. I mainly give it a 7 out of 10 because of the pricing, and that is with all Marvel Legends. That's why I don't really buy them all too often. Only if it's Iron Man figures, I'm a big Iron Man fan. But if it wasn't that case, I would never even bother to buy this guy. That being said, this is a big improvement in every way compared to that last Iron Man Model 9 we got. A big improvement almost every way. Just sadly, it's now 2024, and some of those things they've done isn't as impressive anymore. So it's just a little late. This would have been a perfect figure if this was released like 4 or 5 years ago. Would have been like a 10 out of 10 for me. But because of the price and the little nitpicks of this figure, it's a 7 out of 10. But it's solid. If this is your fan favorite armor, definitely pick this guy up. So that's it for this Lightning review. Yeah.